doing today. One of our owners, Dan Newman, is going to get up and speak. He's then going to introduce AFL Commissioner Jerry Kurz, and then he will introduce Alan Freeman. We'll have everybody speak. After everyone speaks, we will then have one-on-ones up here for you to have any questions that you might have. Want to promote one thing that we have going on, Bras for a Cause. The Women's Council of Realtors is tonight at Southport Hall. Our mascot, Mojo, aka John Nicosia, will be dressed up in a bra themed for the Voodoo for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So if you have a chance to get out there and see that, definitely will be fun. We'll have some pictures on our website. With that, Dan Newman.
Just the thought of seeing John Nicosia in a bra and a Mojo costume is pretty impressive. We never take for granted your coming and being with us, and I want to thank you for being here. I want to introduce, first of all, somebody most of you haven't met yet. He's been my partner in the Voodoo organization from the beginning, but he's kind of been in the background, and we've coaxed him out. This is Doug Harrington sitting here. They've talked on the phone, but he just met Alan for the first time face-to-face. This is a big time for us, as everybody knows, with the purchase of the Hornets and the renovations that are upcoming for the New Orleans Arena for the Hornets 2013 season. It kind of put a kink in our 2013 season because of the time of our season, from March through July. Construction takes place in the arena. That means we have to be out of it. Speculation has been abundant. I've heard everything from the team is folding, the league is folding, the team is going to play somewhere else, going to go dark for a year, and as we all do, we all have stories that we tell and pass around. Factually, we're here today to tell you that due to a lot of hard work by a lot of people here in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge, and elsewhere, we're playing all of our 9 home games in 2013 right here in New Orleans. First 3 will be played in the New Orleans Arena in the Graveyard, and the last 6 will be played across the street in the Superdome. And you know, people think, wow, 60,000 plus seats, that's a whole lot of seats to fill. Well, some of you who are here, I know Kenny Trahan's here, he was part of the 1991-92 seasons for the Arena Football League Knights that did play in the Superdome. It's a really good experience, and of course we have the best indoor arena, some say the best football stadium in the United States in the Superdome, and we're really excited about being able to work with all the powers to be, and for those 6 games toward the end of the season, the last 6 home games of the regular season for the 2013 Voodoo to be played in the Superdome. A lot of challenges there, but it's going to happen. It's going to be good and going to be fun. So it is now official. The Voodoo will play 3 games of the 2013 season in the arena, the first 3, and the last 6 home games will be played in the New Orleans Superdome. And there's some logistical things I'm sure you'll want to ask. We'll get to that a little bit later. But first of all, I want to introduce to you, for those of you who haven't met him, those of you who know him, welcome him back, the Arena Football League Commissioner Jerry Kurz.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you all coming as well. It's always great to be able to come down here. It's important that I did come down here, not just get on a phone call with the media, to show our support in the league for all the effort that's been done. You'll hear from Alan in a little bit, his great staff. Dan and Doug did a tremendous job last year with Arena Bowl, this season, the past season Arena Bowl. Unfortunately for the broadcast, we got T-bowed. I thought it was such a fantastic event. Things going on the entire time. The league was here during the week. Fantastic fan fest. Parents came up to us and apologized that they were going to have to leave and take their kids home, but they came out for the fan fest. And then when the rumor started that the league was going away, the Voodoo was going away, we knew that it was important to make sure that the fans here, and we have some of the best fans in our league here, best fans across the country, but great fans here. They've turned out for each and every event. We've had a number of TV games here, but what Doug and Dan have done along with the staff has been tremendous, and we wanted to make sure that the fans out here and across the league knew what was going on, how much work was being done behind the scenes. And as Dan said, some people are concerned about playing in this big building. Well, those of you who are fans of our league, you know we play in San Antonio in the Alamo Dome. Same situation. And that turned out to be a fantastic event, a fantastic experience. Same thing here. And what we did when we put San Antonio team in the Alamo Dome, took the experiences that we had here before with the night. So we know it works. The fans will be excited. We also understand the hesitation from the fans before here about not wanting to commit to being a season ticket holder again. Well, now we put the challenge out to you. Voodoo ownership, management of both these great buildings have worked very hard, other people as well, to make sure the team is playing all their games here. So now you need to renew. In addition, I thought it was imperative that we talk to you a little bit about the league. We're starting our 26th year. We're not going anywhere, but forward with your help. This league is about the fans. We've got some important announcements coming up. We've had great partnership with the NFL Network, and we'll soon announce another partnership with another major broadcaster that will give even more coverage and exposure to our fans, to our great game. In addition, we've got some new partners that will roll out. But more than anything, I wanted to come and support the ownership here, the fans here, the great staff that's here, to let the people of this community know the Voodoo's here to stay in this market all year and will be here for many years to come. And I'm available afterwards for one-on-one with specific questions. Thank you.
That from a guy that has been in the Arena Football League since the very inception. He is one of the founders of the league. How many years?
It's 20, I'll start by 29.
29 years of doing this. So he kind of knows the league and knows all the ups and downs. He mentioned Alan Freeman. Alan Freeman is here. And let me just tell you this. For something like this to happen, there are so many moving parts and so many moving people parts in this whole concept to happen. Everybody at every stage, from Baton Rouge to the Voodoo organization and everybody in between, took a lot of work, a lot of coordination, and a lot of effort on the parts of some people in particular. And I can tell you, without Doug Thornton with SMG, without Alan Freeman, who manages both the Superdome and the New Orleans Arena, this could not have been possible. And our fans, our season ticket holders, our carpet partners, and definitely the Arena Football League, we appreciate everything Alan has instigated, and there's still a lot of work to do because, as you can imagine, logistically, it's a whole lot different to plan on a 50-yard football field in the Superdome than it is to put a 100-yard field in there for the Saints and for Tulane. So I'd like to introduce Alan. Alan, thank you so much for what you've done, and share with us all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think what Dan would like me to speak at today is how we actually arrived at this point in time. As all of you know, the New Orleans Hornets signed a new contract with the state of Louisiana and SMG earlier this year that will keep them in town for an extended period of time. Part and parcel to that agreement, the state agreed to fund $50 million to upgrade the New Orleans Arena. Those upgrades have already begun a little bit. We're in the process of installing some new outdoor boards on the backside of the arena, but the real construction work will start next summer after basketball season has concluded. That's going to require us to shut down for approximately 5.5 months. We're not anticipating reopening the arena until sometime around the middle of October. So we've lost some events. There's several concerts that we had tentatively had on the books to play. The Ringling Brothers Circus is not going to be in town next year. The New Orleans Voodoo is going to be in town next year. I made Mr. Newman aware of this situation, 5 or 6 months ago. As he mentioned, we explored various opportunities, playing at other venues inside Louisiana, playing at venues outside of Louisiana. At the end of the day, we had some conversations with the governor's office, and the conclusion that we all came to is that we have a very valuable sports asset here in New Orleans. We want to keep them here, so let's find a way to make this happen. So looking at our calendar, we've got some things going on in May, June, July that we do every year. The Loyola and Tulane commencements, the Big Essence Music Festival. We're also working on another corporate event that we hope is going to come to pass. But we found some ways to fit 6 Voodoo games in with that schedule. So we're going to make it happen. We've got some design work to do. We've got some drawings to put together to show what our thoughts are as far as what the setup might be. We're going to present several options to the Voodoo to consider. Hopefully that's going to happen maybe as early as by the end of this week, because I know everybody's anxious as to what the setup is going to be so that the folks that want to buy season tickets know what they're buying. But those wheels are in motion, and we're going to make this happen. And we're excited to make it happen. We're excited to keep the Voodoo here. We value their presence at our property, and we want to keep them here. Thank you.